Joe Rogan talking about how all conservatives suddenly have his back, and he's shocked. Because he's a lefty, y'all. He's a liberal. Everybody knows that. But for some reason, his entire audience has turned into right-wing shitheads, and Fox News has his back. So he's going to kind of give a shout out to Fox News for having it back and claim he's a liberal. And then he's going to give a bunch of examples and it basically admit he's a fucking chud. Listen to this asshole.
Today, the left has gone so fucking far left, so radical that the right.
So first off, before I even let him speak anymore, this is a very popular narrative among rich assholes who get richer and richer, and being rich makes you more conservative because you don't want to pay an extra penny in fucking taxes. You believe meritocracy. I earned all this shit. Yeah, I mean, you earned everything you have because of the system that was set up around you that educated all your employees through our education system, the roads that led people to your business. You know, the entire system was built up that helped you succeed, but they believe they did it on their own. So every dime they should keep and not have to put back into the system that helped them. And he knows. He grew up in Los Angeles. He spent his entire life thinking that Republicans were shitheads and embarrassing and evil. But now his ideology is more in line with conservatives because he's rich than it was with the left. But he doesn't want to admit it to himself that he's now the same type of shithead that he's always fucking hated, that he's always found disgusting. So what he has to do is he has to assuage his own guilt by pretending, hey, the left went totally fucking crazy. I'm just same as I've always been. Even if that were true. Progressives progress. A liberal, like 50 years ago, was today's conservative. Because they didn't progress. But anyway, let's let him talk.
Right are the ones that are celebrating comedians and celebrating Chappelle.
Yeah,
and they had my back through all the crazy shit that happened with me.
Shocker.
It was Fox News that fucking had my back.
Would you ever think that they would be the ones to cape for you, like, 10 years ago?
I'm so liberal.
Yeah.
Like, I talk about it all
So
the time.
liberals, I talk about it all the time. That's why the vast majority of my audience is right-wing. What does that tell you, Joe? If the vast majority of your audience is fucking right-wing now, you're not a liberal. Or maybe the word liberal doesn't mean anything anymore. Maybe we're talking about neoliberal, which just is about unfettered capitalism, free markets. Maybe that's what you're talking about. And sure, maybe that's what you are. Maybe you are a liberal. Maybe liberal no longer describes the left. Maybe liberals and the left are totally different now. So just say that. Say liberal now means conservative, and I'm conservative now. Conservative liberal. I'm no longer a lefty, which I used to consider myself. Just say that. Be honest about it. It's funny, though, that they'll use the word liberal as an insult and then also claim they're liberals.
I say I am not a conservative. I'm not conservative. But I am pro-Second Amendment, and I am a hunter, and I am a cage fighting commentator, and I drink and I smoke cigars, and I like to bow hunt.
Yeah.
And almost exclusively had right-wing shitheads on, and I spread every right-wing narrative you can possibly think, and I am transphobic, and I do spread the cancel culture narrative, and I don't like universal basic income, and but I am totally on the left, folks, believe me.
There's a lot in there that's like, hey,
crossover.
Yeah, but it's just being a human. But I'm a compassionate person, and I believe that
you're shithead.
Boy, I'll tell you what though. One thing that happened during this pandemic was it opened my eyes about human nature. Like, I used to be very pro universal basic income. My thought was, wouldn't it be great if you just had enough money so you could eat?
So he claiming he hasn't changed, and now going to explain how he changed. Wouldn't it be great if you had enough money to eat? And suddenly, better get to work, fuckos. People ain't working hard enough for me. Crack that whip.
And you could pay your rent. And then you could pursue what you wanted to. But the reality of human nature came fully into focus when I realized that when some people got all that money from the government, the COVID money, and then they got unemployment, they didn't want to work. I have a friend who has a restaurant. He could not get people to come back to work.
Yeah.
And so one buddy.
First off, who the fuck wants to work? They call it work for a reason. If it wasn't work, it'd be called fun. Nobody wants to work, you goddamn shithead.
of mine, a bartender told him, I can come back to work, but I can only work for 20 hours a week because that way I get unemployment.
Oh,
so
God
he wouldn't
forbid.
work more than 20 hours a week so he could get free money.
Uh-huh.
So he could have made more money, but he didn't want to because he didn't want to work.
Right, exactly. You don't want to work your life away if you don't fucking have to, so you can pursue things you want to do, because you only get one goddamn life on this earth as far as we fucking know, Joe. We shouldn't have to spend it doing shit we fucking hate, right? But now you got $400 million now. You no longer give a shit about the little man. You think everybody should get back to work your ass up, work hard as fuck. You're a conservative, Joe.
So he was getting that free money, and then my friend was like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, and now he's always short-staffed, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
Like, you see a lot of people that that own businesses that have a hard time finding people work for them. So there's pros to that, right? The pros are people. It's a marketplace that favors the worker,
Right.
So workers can ask for more money,
Right,
So
that's
you're seeing
good.
a lot of places like bars and restaurants and stuff
Uh-huh.
that have to pay more money per hour,
Right, that's good.
Which I guess is good as long as the restaurant can stay open.
I guess that's good. While you're shitting all over it. You don't think it's good at all, Joe. You want people to have to work for a fucking pittance, slave wages, so that your buddy who owns a bar can get fucking rich. You fucking asshole. Goddamn thumb. So, of course, Sean Hannity wants them to know, yeah, we got you back, Joe. And they got you back for a reason. This is what you've become. Quit pretending like you ain't this, Joe. Sean Hannity, Rogan, Fox News, fucking had my back. Yeah, no shit. No fucking shit, Joe. There's a reason for it. And Brett Weinstein, they all play the same game, folks. All these right-wing shitheads, like Brett Weinstein, probably in his early days, in his younger days, was on the left. But then he got involved in the culture war and started making his living off spreading right-wing narratives, off shitting on the left. And when you do that, you garner almost an entire right-wing fan base. He makes the 98% of his living off the right. But he doesn't want to have to admit that to himself, that he's become the type of conservative he's always had disdain for. So he has to pretend like it's not him, it's not me, it's everybody else. Shithead Brett Weinstein, murderer Brett Weinstein, who helped spread the ivermectin false narratives that got a lot of people killed, says Joe Rogan is a liberal. All right, that word doesn't mean anything anymore. Because he clearly believes in things that liberal all fought for until yesterday. All right, like what? Values moderate conservatives now vigorously defend, such as equality of opportunity, which is something the left obviously is for. The right is not for that. Meritocracy. I don't even know what the fuck that's talking about, but meritocracy is a myth. If Donald Trump becoming the president doesn't prove meritocracy is bullshit, nothing will, so this is just ridiculousness. A race-blind society. Hey, pretending society is race-blind does not make society race-blind. Acknowledging that racism still exists, has real-world effects on people, is not a bad thing. You have to do that to fix the problem. You can't pretend it doesn't exist. Prosperity? I mean, the left wants people to prosper. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We don't want just billionaires to prosper. We don't like the incredible gulf between the rich and the poor, the wealth inequality that exists. We don't like that, if that's what the fuck you mean. A preference for peace? What the fuck? What are you talking about? This is the fuck your feelings people. The people that go and shoot up fucking Walmarts. The people that go and shoot up supermarkets. Compassion. Is Donald Trump compassionate? Is that really what the right fights for? Compassion? The fuck are you even talking about? The right are some of the least compassionate people to ever exist. It's just all word salad fucking nonsense they throw out there to try to make themselves feel better about what they become. Soulless fucking grifters. And killers, Brett Weinstein. Killers. You're a killer, motherfucker. You have spread false information that led to people's deaths. Sue me over that, motherfucker. Sue me. Please.